This video is quite special. Hello everyone, welcome to another project video. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create a multi-step registration form using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Before directly jump right into the video, let me show you the features of this registration form that we are going to design right now in this video. So here we go. As you can see from my computer screen, here is the first registration form field right here, your personal information. From here, you can select the date of birth when you are born. Here we have a password field, and here we have a marital status. You can select from the list right here, and also here we have first name field and last name field right here, and also here we have email field. This is the first registration form. Alright, again, when we click this next button right here, it redirects to the second form field, which is contact information. And also, when you click again the next, it redirects to the final form field. And also, when you click this previous button, it redirects to the second form field. Right here, here we have contact information. Here we have the second step. And here we have phone number field, address, the country. You can select the country where you are living. What is that? So in this video I'm going to show you exactly how you can create such type of multi-step registration form using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. If this sounds interesting, please watch this video till the end, and then you can design your own multi-step registration form just like this. Having said that, now let's jump right into the design part. Alright, here we have the project folder. Here we have registration form. Inside this, we have index.html and style.css document right here. And here we have the background image. So now having this, now let me open this project folder inside my code editor. In this case, I am going to use Sublime Text. Here is style.css document right here, margin 0. Here we have universal selector, margin 0, padding 0, and box sizing, border box. Now having this, now let me link this style.css with an HTML document using a link tag inside the head element right here. And also let me give the project title right here. Let me say how to make a multi-step registration form using HTML and CSS and JavaScript. And now open this inside my favorite web browser. Alright, now let me start the design part. So having this, let me create a div element having a class name about us. Inside this div element, we are going to create an h1 element and a paragraph element. Alright, outside of this div element, we are going to create another div element having a class name container. Inside this, we are going to nest a div element having a class name form container. Again, inside this div element, we are going to nest a form element right here. And then inside this form element, we are going to nest a div element having a class name input box. And also here we have the label element right here, and here we have the four attributes, let me say, having the value first name, and also here we have the label element right here, first name. And then we are going to create the input field right here, type text, in this case text, and then placeholder, enter first name. And also again over here we are going to create an ID having the same value for the value of the for attribute. In this case, the value of the for and its ID attribute is first name. So now over here, as you can see here, when you click this label element, it redirects you to fill out the form. Alright, here we have an h1 and paragraph, some demo text right here. You see, click over here, and also now copy this div element having a class name, input box, and paste right here. And now change, let me say, last name, and also here we have last name, and the type, the value of the type attribute, in this case again, text. Alright, again, copy this and paste. And now, date of birth, birth, and in this case, the value of the type attribute should be date instead of text. This placeholder is not necessary. And then when I save and refresh, here we have the date of birth. You can select the date when you are born. Alright, again here we have another input field, in this case email field. This is an email field. For the email field, the value for the type attribute should be email instead of date or text. Enter email here, and also here we have the password field, the password entry field. So the value for the type attribute should be again password instead of saying email or text. Alright, again here is another input field, confirm password field, and also again here we have another input field. Let me say this input field occupation. Copy this and paste right here. And then in this case we are going to create a select option. So to do this we are going to have a label element and a select element right here. Alright, here we have the select field marital status, and here we have the option 1, option 2, and option 3. In this case we have two options, married or single. That's it. Again, outside of this input field we are going to create a div element having class name register button, and input field for this case the value of the type attribute should be submit, since it is a call to action button. So now value again, let me say next step. You can say whatever you want. It's up to you, right? So now here we have the HTML part. Having this, now let me style this using CSS. Alright, here we have, when you click this label element, it redirects you to fill out the form, right? The cursor points you to fill out the form, right? Alright, so now this is the HTML and body element selector. Inside this, using this selector, we are going to add a background image having a linear gradient color. Here we have a color having RGB color code, and here we have the image directory. And background repeat, no repeat, background size, cover, height, 100 viewport height, and also background position, center. So when I save and refresh, here we have a nice background having a linear gradient. Alright, again using this class selector about us, margin, let me say 1% from top and bottom and auto from left and right, and color, weight, and text align center. So having this, when I save and refresh, here is it. Alright, again copy this and paste right here, and now let me style this paragraph element right here using this P element selector. Font size, let me say 1.2 rem, in this case 1.2 times the global font size. The global font size is 60 pixels. Again, using this class selector container, let me add some property value pair with 400 pixels and height 500 pixels, and margin 1% from top and bottom and auto from left and right, and also background having a linear gradient color to left, start to left, and light salmon, light pink, and pink. And border radius 10 pixels. So now instead of margin, let me say padding top 10 pixels. Alright, when I save and refresh, here we have a form field having a background color light pink and pink. Again, using this class selector form container, let me style this form field. So form container padding 0 pixel from top and bottom and 20 pixel from left and right. And again, width 100%, maximum width 450 pixel. Position absolute. If the position for this child element absolute, the position for the parent element should be relative. In this case, the parent element is a div element having a class name container. So come over here and give the position to relative. So left 50% and top 40%, transform, translate minus 50% to the left and minus 30%, minus 40%, Having this, when I save and refresh, here we have a form field. So now, over here, it is better to decrease. Alright. So again, using this, or come over here and add an H3 element right here. So here we have. So now let me decrease this top to 30%. And when I save, it's better, right? Again, using this form title class selector, let me style the text which is found inside this h3 element. So form title, font size 1.5 rem 1.5 times 60 pixel in this case, right? And padding bottom 20 pixel. Copy this and paste right here. Alright, over here instead of fs, it is font size. Sorry for the mistake, and over here we are going to add offshore. Content empty with 75 pixel height, 5 pixel position absolute. So over here, come over here and position relative and left 0 and bottom 10 pixel. And background having a linear gradient color, start from the left, red and green. Coloring starts from the left, right? Coloring starts from coloring starts from the right. Okay, over here we are going to create a div element, have a class name about form, and then we are going to nest all the form field inside this about form. All the label and the input field inside this div element, right? So here we have. Now let me adjust the indentation. Alright, here we have. So now, again, using this class selector about form, let me add some property value pair. In this case, display, flex, align items, center, and justify content, flex start. Gap 1.5 frame and flex wrap. So now when I save and refresh, here we have. Alright, again using this class selector, input box, copy this and paste right here, and using descendant selector, input box and flex 1 1, let me say Tioni rim, alright, here we have. Alright, let me reduce this to 10 rim. Alright, when I save and refresh, here we have. Alright, when you click this label field, it redirects you to fill out the form. The cursor points to fill out the form. So now let me style this label element. Font size 1.2 rem. Here is it. Again, using this input element selector, let me style the input field. Here we have input element selector, and here we have a select element selector. So using these two element selector, now let me add some property value pair with 100% height 35 pixel, outline none, border 1 pixel, solid green, and transition 0.5 second, and background transparent. Here is it. Alright. Now let me adjust this position from the top. Let me increase the top position. So come over here, and instead of saying top 30%, let me increase into 40%. Here is better. Focus, background, having linear gradient start from the left, and light pink and yellow green, font size 1.2 rem, and color gray. So save and refresh. You see a nice background color having a linear gradient. That's it. You see it is a nice, and hover effect also nice. And placeholder color gray. Instead of gray, let me say green. Alright, here we have a green text. And also using this registration button right here, text align center padding 20 pixel, and also using this descendant selector padding 5 pixel. Here we have input element selector, and font size 1.5 rem, background having a linear gradient start from the left, and border none, border radius 20 pixel, and transition 0.5 second, and cursor pointer. So now when I save and refresh, here we have. So now let me add a hover over effect. So using descendant selector hover, let me add a background having a linear gradient color green and yellow green start from the coloring start from the right. Alright, here we have. So here we have the first registration form field. Let me show you. Here we have the date of birth. Here we have the select field. So now this is the first form field. Our aim is to create this another form field, contact information. So to do this, come over here and add comment right here to identify whether it's form 1 or form 2 or whether it's form 3. Alright, and then come over here. Here we have form 2. So now copy this, all the form element, and paste right here. And instead of this is the second form field, so this is the contact information. And now change this label element and the input field. In this case, we have phone number. It is phone number field, enter phone number, and the value for the type attribute, in this case, it should be tail, right? So now here we have another form field, address.